across the vast expanse of time. As civilizations rose and fell, the concept of justice has been a constant, albeit a chillingly diverse one. While our modern understanding often revolves around rehabilitation and proportionate sentencing, the annals of history whisper tales of punishments so brutal, so unimaginable, they defy contemporary comprehension. Welcome to Forbidden Justice, where we delve into the shadowed depths of ancient law and unveil the horrifying realities of how societies once dealt with those who transgressed. Prepare to witness the stark contrast between our present-day ideals and the terrifying methods of the past. In the fertile crescents of Mesopotamia and along the majestic Nile, the earliest forms of codified law emerged. The Code of Hammurabi, etched in stone millennia ago, established a rigid system of retribution. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. This principle, while seemingly equitable on the surface, often translated into visceral and agonizing penalties. Thieves might lose their hands, liars their tongues. In ancient Egypt, justice was often swift and physical. Beatings with rods, forced labor, and mutilation were commonplace punishments for a range of offenses, from petty theft to treason. The focus was not on reform, but on inflicting pain and marking the transgressor for life. The intellectual prowess of ancient Greece laid the foundation for democratic thought. Yet their justice system also harbored brutal realities. While concepts of citizenship and trial existed, punishments for serious crimes were often public and agonizing. Poisoning, stoning, and being cast into a chasm were among the grim fates awaiting criminals. The Roman Empire, with its vast power and intricate legal framework, developed a particularly theatrical and merciless approach to punishment. The Colosseum, an iconic symbol of Roman grandeur, also served as a stage for horrific executions. Criminals and enemies of the state were crucified, burned alive, or forced to battle wild animals for the entertainment of the masses. These spectacles served not only as a form of retribution, but also as a stark warning to potential dissenters. The Eastern world also possessed its own unique and often torturous methods of dispensing justice. In ancient China, punishments could be elaborate and drawn out. The Kang, a heavy wooden board locked around the neck, immobilized the condemned and exposed them to public humiliation and the elements. For the most heinous crimes, death by 1,000 cuts, or Ling Chi, was a horrifying reality. In ancient India, societal hierarchies often dictated the severity of punishment, with lower castes facing harsher penalties. Ritualistic suicide, such as seppuku in Japan, while carrying a sense of honor, was also a form of capital punishment, often mandated for disgraced samurai. Why this fascination with public suffering? The answer lies in the societal function of these brutal displays. Ancient punishments were not solely about retribution. They were carefully orchestrated events designed to deter crime, reinforce social order, and assert the power of the ruling authority. The public spectacle of a criminal's agony served as a potent warning, etching the consequences of transgression into the collective consciousness. Fear, humiliation, and the visceral reality of mortality were all tools employed to maintain control. As we move through history, the methods of punishment, while evolving in detail, often retained their core brutality. Medieval Europe, with its deeply religious and hierarchical society, saw the rise of gruesome torture techniques employed by both secular and religious authorities. The rack, the thumb screws, and various forms of burning and dismemberment were used not only as punishment, but also as tools of interrogation to extract confessions. Public executions remained a common occurrence, drawing large crowds who witnessed the often prolonged and agonizing deaths of criminals and heretics alike. The seeds of change, however, were slowly being sown. The Enlightenment era brought with it new philosophies emphasizing human rights, reason, and the concept of rehabilitation. Thinkers like Cesare Beccaria challenged the barbarity of traditional punishments, advocating for more humane and proportionate responses to crime. This shift in thinking gradually led to reforms in legal systems, the abolition of torture in many parts of the world, and a move towards incarceration as a primary form of punishment. The horrors of ancient punishment serve as a stark reminder of how far humanity has come in its understanding of justice. While our modern systems are far from perfect, they represent a significant step away from the brutal retribution that defined much of our past. By understanding the darkness of forbidden justice, we can better appreciate the principles of fairness, due process, and